don't know me, my name is John Graybill. Thank you. Not necessary, but thank you. So in 1990, I started having some physical problems. It was actually a physical problem. And my peers noticed it. It was that I ran differently. And so they said I ran like a girl. And that's not to put girls down, but as a 7th grader, new to a school, you can imagine, I mean, that was tough for me. That, you know, people were making fun of me for the way that I ran. And there was nothing wrong with me, you know, that I knew of. And so for years, I had to hide that. I couldn't run in front of people because I didn't want to be made fun of. And it was in 1995 when my mom had asked me to help move a couch. And I couldn't do it. My mom felt like this is not normal. And so we went down to Philadelphia and they did some tests on me. What came back was something that I never thought. They said that I have muscular dystrophy. And you know, as a 17-year-old in high school, it was my senior year, my life was over. I knew about muscular dystrophy. What I knew about it was that you were born with it and you were in a wheelchair. But I was a 17-year-old kid who could run. I was normal looking. Other than running like a girl, I was normal. So that was really tough for me to get that diagnosis. When I got that diagnosis, I didn't think there was much in my future. I questioned, you know, am I going to find someone to marry me? Am I going to have a kid? Am I going to have a career? My life was, to me, I kind of felt it was over. And so I lived that way for, you know, probably 15 years. Now this is 1995. And I struggled with that for a really long time. And then I had this epiphany where I said to myself, because I did a lot of self-talking to myself in my head, not out loud, where, you know, John, you might never be cured of this. Because, let me back it up just a little bit here. For those of you who don't know what muscular dystrophy is, it's a protein deficiency that I have. And so both my parents, this is what they say, were carriers for it. But they didn't have any symptoms. No one in my family has any symptoms or has a disease. So for me to get it, it was like a 25% chance to get it. And basically my body does not make a certain protein. And they know what protein that is. And the protein is to help with building muscles. And so because I lack this protein, my muscles get weaker and smaller to the point where, you know, it takes 2 hands to hold a microphone. I can't hold this with 1 hand. Walking up steps, I can't do anymore. And I lost that ability probably 6 years ago. So it's been a slow progression for me with the disease. I'm pretty lucky that the type that I have is very slow. But at the same time, it's like I'm only 40 and I feel like, you know, 80 or 90. And that's probably put down to 80, 90-year-olds because they can probably do more than I can. So it's sometimes tough. So and there's no cure for this. So you just have to live with it. So saying that, I didn't think there was much of a future for me. And I finally told myself, you know, I have to realize that I don't love being me. And if I never get married or have a child, what kind of life is that if I didn't love myself in the process? So I said, you know, John, you gotta start loving who you are. You gotta appreciate who you are. You gotta appreciate what you can do, and don't take that for granted. And it was that moment when it was a process. Obviously, I didn't love myself overnight, but getting back to appreciating what I can do and loving who I am, my whole life changed around. My attitude towards my disease is no longer about a struggle oh, I don't want this, this is terrible. Well, what is it teaching me? What can I learn from this disease? And it's taught me a lot of patience, a lot of patience. I was fortunate enough to, in 2006, my mom, she came up with this idea to start a nonprofit. At the time, I thought, I don't know nothing about a business or to do anything. I was like, you're crazy, I don't know what we're going to do. But she was persistent, and so we went along with it, and I came up with an idea, okay, well, we're going to do this, let's make videos of me walking, going up and down stairs, rolling over in bed, just normal things, just to connect with other people, to show them that this is what the disease was, this is what the disease is. And at the time I was doing this in 2006, there was nobody on YouTube doing this. And so, we really kind of paved the way. And it was tough for me because I didn't want people to see me. And so it was a great therapy to have my parent or a friend video recording me getting up from the floor, walking. And, people all over the world were going to see me. But there was great therapy in that, because then it came me to come like, okay, I'm not doing it. It's not just about me. It's about helping someone else. I'm not the only one in the world with muscular dystrophy. There's other people out there. So let me help them get to a place where maybe I'm at. And that really opened the door. It was those videos that a woman found me in Michigan who had the same disease as me, contacted me and said, hey, I'm going to Brazil to see a healer, John of God. Do you want to go? This wasn't right away. I've known the lady for a couple months, and then she told me this. And I've always known about John of God, who's a healer in Brazil. And I didn't think I would go, and thought about it. I said, okay, yeah, I'll go. The healing that I got down there was something I never imagined. They say, where do you meet your wife? I always love that question. I'd ask people, where'd you meet your wife? Or where'd you guys meet? They'd say, oh, I met him when I least expected it. I was always expecting to meet my wife. I was like 37 years old. I wanted to get married. I had no love life for 10 years. I was wondering what is going wrong. What's going wrong with me? No, I couldn't get a girl. And here I am in Brazil, and with a group of people. And don't you know? The long story short is, I met my wife there. Now, she's not here tonight because I live in Colorado, but she's physically normal. She's a normal person. So I was like, wow, this girl's great. And so then after 2 years of knowing her, I moved out to Colorado, and don't you know, one of my fears did not come true. I found someone who loved me for me, not like, oh, I have to have big muscles, or I didn't even have a job. So that's true love. When you find someone who loves you and you don't have and you don't have a body, she's a saint. She's a saint. So I moved out there, and don't you know, 2 years later we had a baby girl. And no, I'm sorry, somebody's cutting onions or something. So no, they couldn't come here tonight, but.
Good for you.
We love Chloe. Love you.
Yeah, she's taught me a lot about life. And so, I'm just, I don't know why I'm emotional. I'm really appreciative of yeah, I am. And so I appreciate that. The fears that I had about my life did not come true, because I always believed that my life was going to turn out just fine. I always believed it, and it did. So that's my personal life, but the business we started in 2006, and we started this as a way to raise money for research, because at the time there was nothing being done. And I felt, there was stuff being done, but I felt like every time I go down to see my neurologist, once a year he would say, oh, no, there's no news. We have no news for you. And here I am losing my physical abilities, and this man is telling me there's nothing. So I lost a lot of hope. So my mom decided we need to do this fundraiser. We need to do a nonprofit. And so we do these events, and the money we raise goes to research. Now on your table as well, there's a BL&L, Beyond Labels Limitations, is the name of the organization, grants. So we had 4 grants that we have funded since 2011. We did one in 2011, which was the first conference ever. There has never been a conference to bring researchers from all over the world together to discuss my disease. We were a part of that. We funded that, so we're very proud of that. There was another conference in Europe. And the last one I really am excited about. It's a 2017 one. It was a $10,000 grant that we gave. It's a year-long study where it will conclude in October, where they're basically, they know what protein that I'm lacking, and they correct it, and they inject it into a mouse. And they put it, I'm not technical, so I don't know, but from what they told me is that it goes in, that when the gene reads this new sequence, it'll make the correct protein. And so that's their hope. And so if that works, then basically all it's going to take is just putting in the right protein codes, put it in, and get it in me somehow, and then my body will make the muscle, and I'll be back to being able to do what I can do. So that project is something that, from the years of research, years of fundraising we've done, that we've helped do that. And so I'm really thankful for all you guys who have been here over the years, who have helped to contribute to that. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. So I just really want to say thank you. And then, even if this is your first time here, I just want to say that your money's going to a good cause. We're really trying to cure this. We're not interested in buying equipment for people or anything like that. We're looking at let's fix this so that I can get back to running like a girl again, and helping other people out. So that's basically my spiel. So I want to thank you guys all for coming tonight. I really do appreciate you being here supporting me. Again, the golf tournament is in September. If you know someone who wants to golf, take that golf flyer with you. You can find us on the internet, Beyond Labels Limitations, or just Google my name, John Graybill, and you keep contact that way. So again, I appreciate it, and I think they're going to do the 50-50. Mom, are you doing the 50-50 now? Are you doing a 50-50 now? Okay. All right, so thank you guys again. I appreciate it. Drive safely and enjoy yourself.